Hi Ruchika, welcome to Epic Conversation and thank you so much for taking out time.
Lovely to see you again.
As you know, Ruchika, this conversation is largely about, how does reinvention actually takes place in real life. Not any motivation, not any quirks, not any hacks, but real journeys
Hmm.
behind, how professionals reinvent. And
Yeah.
why I thought about you is because how beautifully you have reinvented from being a corporate top brass to, a consultant and not even a consultant, but a storytelling consultant that you often say, and then now Gurgaon Mahajan. So, Ruchika, I have few questions which I think that will be very interesting to discuss. First of all, most people dream of becoming a CXO, right? And you were a CMO during corporate. So, looking back today, was there any specific moment when you realized success and fulfillment were no longer the same thing? I mean, you were already comfortable in a CMO position, which a lot of people dream of, yet you choose to leave it behind. So, what was that thought?
To be honest, I don't think there was one particular thought which kind of said, okay, now that I've thought this, this is no longer something which is exciting and all that. It
Mm-hmm.
always builds up over a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, what was happening was that there was a lot of, the component of being a CXO was
Mm-hmm.
taking me away from storytelling. Like that's
Yeah.
something that I personally have great passion for and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And there was a lot of other responsibilities, interesting ones,
Mm-hmm.
stakeholder management, getting more involved in business on other parts of things and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized that that wasn't giving me the same kind of highs, that I used to get when I was much more hands-on
Mm-hmm.
in the role itself, in the content of
Mm-hmm.
the role itself. Secondly, there was this constant pressure, I think, on what's next.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you've reached that CXO position, there is an automatic assumption that you are, kind of going to grow further. There's going to be more promotions, more
Mm-hmm.
responsibilities, more everything
Yeah, the entire
coming
loop
your
is
way.
there.
And yes, absolutely. And it was an endless loop, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and that was something that I had told myself, I think almost 2 decades ago,
Mm-hmm.
that I will not get into this trap because it's a never-ending trap.
That's right.
And work has always been a part of my life. It has
Mm-hmm.
not been my life.
Absolutely.
Um, so that was something that I was very, very determined to carry through. I have a super busy spouse
Mm-hmm.
and a very young child who I love spending time with. So it's not, I mean, a lot of people said, "Oh, you're doing it because you have a child." I said,
Mm-hmm.
"No, I'm doing it because I want to do it. Don't put it on him or
Mm-hmm.
any such thing. I have enough of an infrastructure set up that I don't need to, kind of do
Absolutely.
it." But yes, so that was something that prompted me majorly because I think the thing that you did mention, the fulfillment
Mm-hmm.
from that role,
Mm-hmm.
that was, I think, somewhere I figured that I was losing track of that
Mm-hmm.
in the designation,
So,
that you hold.
I think a very beautiful point you just mentioned that you were not enjoying the work that you were doing, and I
Yeah,
think that's a very major distinction. I mean, from outside, people might look at
correct,
higher designation as successful people, but
correct.
inside it is that you are
Yeah.
being fulfilled, and that's how usually that unrest comes into picture. Continuing to this question, I mean, when you stepped away from this corporate, what was that part of identity which was most difficult to let go? Was it title, influence, or something? Because Ruchika, like even in my journey, when I was comfortably working in the corporate, there was various perks
Yeah,
that
correct,
you get when you're
correct.
into CXO position. So for you, what was that key identity or key perk that
Uh,
maybe you missed the most, or maybe that was very difficult to let go?
So, to be honest, the this was not my first time quitting without having what next sorted. Okay,
Okay.
so I've gone through this before in my career. I had done it after I was working for about 13, 14 years. Then I had done it yet again
Mm-hmm.
after I was about 17, 18 years into work, and
Mm-hmm.
and then now. So I've had practice, let me put it that way. Uh, you know, but I think still one of the biggest changes that happens in your life and in your mindset, of course, is the financials.
Yeah.
You cannot negate, the comfort, and especially if you've being a self-made person like I have been, then the comfort of having that salary hit your account every month end, however big or small, whatever, that wasn't the
Absolutely.
point. The thing was just that there is money coming in and I'm safe and whatever. But so I had to reorganize my financials before I quit, so that there was still going to be money hitting the account,
Absolutely.
whatever. But yes, that took some time. I think more than anything else, the answer to the question of ab kya kar rahe ho or what are you up to in social gatherings was something that I struggled the most with,
So social
because
stigma
having
basically. Yeah.
absolutely, and having worked in successful roles, let me put it this way,
Correct.
in known organizations, so you've created an identity for yourself,
Yeah.
in a specific way, even in your social circles,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then suddenly you are trying to tell, and it's not even about how others are reacting, it's about just how comfortable you are in saying, I'm not doing anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
because and that I think took me the largest chunk of time. Though when I quit the corporate, I moved into consulting pretty much immediately.
Yes.
So that one was a smoother changeover,
Yeah.
and it kind of still sounded cool, and like I'm being productive, and the pressure on being productive is very high.
Okay.
Both
Yeah.
from within and from
The
people
external
around. That
expectations.
yeah, because you're not yet at a retirement age, and you're not yet at a touch wood, your health is not kind of
Yeah.
demanding it, and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I think took me
Quite a hit.
much. Yeah.
I can easily relate because it's just been 15 years been corporate, and when I took this decision of doing something meaningful, I think more than people asking me that okay how you are earning or what
Correct.
you are earning, they're simply
Correct.
asking me, I mean, ये क्या सही time था? And I was like कि ये time 20 साल बाद भी आ सकता था, 25 साल बाद भी आ सकता था. But when the
Correct.
time comes, it comes. And
Yeah.
Ruchika, before moving to a consulting thing, I have a very beautiful question for you. Looking back now, looking back now after your multiple reinvention things, what do you think about these social stigmas? Do they really exist now, or the
Yes.
entirety has changed?
No, they do. They still see, one is what the society is putting on you.
Yeah.
The other is what you are putting on yourself, keeping in mind the society.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I'm at my home, nobody's asking me anything. I'm not explaining myself to anybody.
Absolutely. But does it
Right?
matter
But
much now? I mean, is it?
yes, it does.
It
It
does. It
does.
still does.
It does. I would say that the kind of questions that I got asked, I mean, almost in the initial few months, it was always that I'm keeping something hidden and I'm not sharing.
Okay.
People would just assume that oh, you're not sharing right now, then you'll come up with something that you're doing and whatever. And I would be like frowning and saying, no, when I'm saying I don't have a plan, I mean I don't have a plan. I just want to be. That is not understood, and I think the changeovers are understood in women's lives even more so with certain milestones. Oh, ab to bacha bada ho gaya, ab kyun kar rahe ho? I was even asked that he's already a teen now, so he doesn't need you as much. So why are you doing it now? Or oh yeah, you must have earned enough so you can do this. So people are trying to put an explanation to your action given their own understanding or their own mindsets,
or maybe their own
and
insecurities. Okay, so one is social stigma, second is fulfillment, right?
yes,
So when I look at
yeah,
Ruchika internally, she's more fulfilled than maybe what social stigma can put pressure over. And that's how you mature. It's not
correct,
something after you realize it after day one, but if you're doing what you want, I mean that maturity comes to you slowly. So
yes,
talking about consulting, Ruchika, I mean, it was already an obvious and successful choice for you, reinvention choice for you, right? So what made you reinvent again? I mean, the beauty of your journey is that you refuse to stay still, and that's the beauty of the growth also. And what
so
if out of all my time with you, what I've admired the most in you is that you refuse to quit. So again, reinvention, and now a very separate field. Now it's
yeah,
Gurgaon Mahojang, and the way I'm looking at Gurgaon Mahojang reviews, people participating, coming to workshops, I think you are creating a category in itself in India. So why this switch and why this reinvention again? I want to really know about it.
I have to admit that when I was in consulting, I was enjoying myself in the projects that I got. It gave me a lot of, my biggest kick in life was that buck stops at me.
Yeah.
And I don't have a corporate to hide behind. I don't have an MNC set of guidelines to hide behind,
Absolutely.
and things like that. It was my work.
Yeah.
So today, for example, a school which has actually launched, I had done the entire brand identity and
Wow.
everything for them, and they are their first session has just started now, and that gives me super high kicks to
Mhm.
be able to see it come alive when there was nothing,
Yeah.
from nothing
From
to that.
scratch. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yes, absolutely. So very, very high levels of fulfillment on those kind of projects.
Mhm.
But again, and this is a sign of the times, I would say, more than anything else, that you have to be, what I was not getting too many of was people who were looking at strategy,
Mhm.
and who wanted or who understood the need for strategy, um, and everything,
Wrong.
because everything was too performance oriented
Yeah.
and too sales. And like the first time I remember getting the shock of my life was when somebody asked me to quote, "What is your click rate?" Um,
In the name of
and
strategy.
I lost it in my head because I
Mm.
genuinely didn't understand the question.
Yeah.
And I thought that, I'm kind of okay, I'm becoming too old maybe, or too irrelevant in this current scheme of things and things like that. So I think, again, like I said, it's never that one thing.
Mm.
It's a slow build up that happened.
Mhm.
And then like I said, I had always promised myself that I will not do things, I mean, when I started off, I had told myself that build yourself up financially so that you can stop working for money.
Absolutely.
Right. So once
That's
I
a great
reached that
insight.
stage,
Yeah.
then and then I had promised myself that I will not do it. I will not fall prey to it. I have a simple enough lifestyle.
Mhm.
I am sure I can support myself, with how I want to and things. But I don't want to do things that, like you're cribbing in your head about.
Yeah.
And just to stay in the business or just to stay. So, in all honesty, I wasn't getting the kind of briefs and projects and people that I were meeting that, were exciting or making me think that, okay, this is something that I will wake up and say, okay, I want to do this.
Challenging work, basically.
Yes, exactly. The challenge and the kick was missing,
Was missing.
completely.
So how come
So,
Gurgaon Mahojang then? I mean,
So actually, Mahjong happened to me very funnily enough as a list of things that I had drawn out after I quit. That okay,
Okay.
now I want to do this, and then I want to do this. So I had, spent time with my son, and he's now in grades where supervision during exams and stuff is needed, and I was feeling a little guilty on that front earlier.
Mhm.
So I was, so I had made like a little bit of a list that I wanted to go and meet people. I wanted to catch up with friends that I had been able to catch up. I wanted to spend time with my mom at home and things like that. And one of them had been to do something totally new.
New.
Yeah. And just, like coincidentally, and like I said, serendipity has a huge role in my life, at least. A very good friend of mine said, listen, I've been thinking of learning Mahjong. Do you want to join?
Oh.
And I said, okay, let me think. Yeah, it's been on my list since I've seen Crazy Rich Asians like ages back. It was one of those things that I wanted to explore. Ki hota kya hai.
Okay.
And it was very tough finding teachers, by the way. And I think I pulled in another friend of ours. 4 of us found a teacher. We signed up to learn. And the idea was that we'll learn and then we'll play together. And it'll be fun because it'll be something that uses brain.
Yeah.
It was just about a couple of months since I had stopped doing all these consulting things, and I was already done with coffees and lunches. That उससे ज़्यादा नहीं कर सकती. हाँ, मैं उससे ज़्यादा नहीं कर सकती, तो मुझे कुछ तो करना है, but I'm not going to force myself into doing anything for the heck of it either. So we started learning, and it was a 5-day workshop, and I think by the 3rd day, 3 of us had already started making a business plan.
Oh, wow.
That listen, this is something that we can do much better than even the person who was teaching us. But and we came up with a business plan. I think the corporate experience helped. The natural instinct of business, which I think I've always prided myself on, that helped. So it kind of was a coming together of all the skills that you have acquired over years and years and years. And that's how, and it's really super fun.
I mean, hearing you out, that's I think what I've been advocating from last 1.5 years, and we have discussion about it a lot also. I think
Yeah.
somewhere down the line, this whole journey very much resonates to the epic journey of yours. I mean, starting from existence, all accumulating all skills. Like I can
Yeah.
just imagine 3 friends. One friend is very good in branding, storytelling, and that you have
Yeah.
taken that role. One friend might be good in
Yeah.
something, just taken that role.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and the beauty of it is when you operate from your inside out, you
Hmm.
don't really look at how external dynamics are changing, because
Correct.
sometimes that's how the category of ones are created. The category is, we have always studied the case studies between a challenger brand and the first entrant brand.
Correct.
So these
Correct.
first entrant brands were always the one who chased what they were good at, and I think Gurgaon
Yeah.
Mahjong was a beautiful product of that, and 3 of friends combined together. So again, back to your reinvention journey. Looking back, do you think reinvention is something people consciously choose, or maybe life make them do it? I mean, what can you tell from your
You know,
story?
if I had a wish to make,
Mhm,
I would make everybody consciously choose it.
mhm.
What ends up happening, unfortunately, in a lot of cases, is that life forces it
What's that?
on people, and then they don't have a choice, and then they have to reinvent themselves. And at my age and stage in life, I have a lot of people in my network, and obviously, it's a pyramid in every organization,
Yeah.
right? So the number of positions on top keep on reducing.
Reducing. Yeah.
And once you've crossed a certain experience level, then there is a conflict of emotion and ambition and availability that's happening. So you will see a lot of people in their 50s, not yet retiring, and yet not yet able to figure out. So, and I can tell you this as well, that ever since I did this, even the move from the corporate, I've had several people reaching out to me to just talk about their journey, especially ex-colleagues, friends. I'm also thinking of doing like what you are doing. Tell me pros and cons. Tell me how to start. Tell me how to.
Yes, I mean, what I have seen out of my journey also is like people want to know about it. They want to hear more raw insights about it. The point is that we are glorifying success so much. We are glorifying, multi-crore businesses so much that the whole journey, the true journey behind all these things is getting lost. And I think that's why I also, wanted to talk and have a conversation with you, because as you rightly said, we want to do reinvention, but we can't do it, or we don't want to do it, but life makes us do it. So Ruchika, what do you think? Reinvention as a choice would be a much better option, or reinvention as a crisis?
See, the thing is, crisis does breed a lot of good stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I would say, why choose between the two?
Absolutely.
Ideally, as long as you are capable of reinventing yourself and doing it with the right mindset.
Yeah.
My biggest trouble in life is with people who are cribbing.
Yeah.
About, oh my God, my corporate career didn't work out. Corporate is bad.
Yeah.
Bosses are bad. Companies don't know what they're doing. AI is bad. All kinds of, there is some externalization of that blame factor, बोल लो या जो भी बोल लो, कि
Absolutely.
मेरी कोई गलती नहीं थी, किसी और की गलती थी, किसी भी और वजह की गलती थी, और मुझे reinvention by force करना पड़ रहा है.
Yeah.
Rather than, as a choice. So that is something that I don't think is a good approach, because I don't see how you will ever be able to bring full energy and full enthusiasm into whatever you reinvent yourself into, right? Because
Absolutely.
there is always going to be some amount of negativity lagging behind, pulling you back and things like that. So from that perspective, I think the more people embrace reinvention in their thinking, and
Mindset.
that doesn't even mean that you have to let go of whatever you are doing today to reinvent yourself, which is the other myth. Why does it mean that I have to go from being a CXO into being a gaming gaming business owner, and only that will be called reinvention? That's not true.
Beautiful point. Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I mean,
So
such a
if
beautiful
I am a
point. Yeah.
CXO, If I'm a CXO from a traditional industry, and I reinvent myself into understanding and adapting and learning all about the various digital techniques or the new age, audiences that I'm dealing with, or whatever,
Yeah,
that needs constant reinvention as well.
absolutely. I
Uh,
think what you've beautifully put is that, people still think wrongly about reinvention.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how you have mentioned that you can still be in a job, you can still be in your
yeah,
business, and yet you can reinvent. I mean,
correct,
let's look
correct,
at brands. I mean, when we look at Lego, when we look at Netflix,
exactly.
it's not that they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
shut down and then they reinvented. They
correct,
reinvented from their present
absolutely,
state. So Richa,
correct,
that
correct.
brings me another question to you. That you very well said that reinvention can be both. It can be a crisis also, or it can be something which you opted also. But do you think there ever has always been a particular direction towards it? Because like I remember when I quit my corporate, I was very active on LinkedIn. I'm still am, and I talked to a lot of people. What I got were like surface level advices, which were not giving me direction. They were giving me either motivation, or they were giving me you have done this, so you should do this, a commonsensical answer. So you think
Hmm.
that if reinvention is given a proper structure, that
Hmm.
people can actually treat it as an architecture, then
Yes,
reinvention can be a much better, or perceived as much doable than before.
totally. Totally agree. And I think what we always tend to, kind of underestimate is the power of, I mean, I've been in market research, I've been
Yeah,
doing mind maps all my career,
absolutely.
and the kind of mind mapping that you do for external issues like a business issue, brand issue, advertising, whatever, whatever, whatever.
Hmm.
I don't think too many people stop to apply it on themselves.
Yeah,
um,
correct.
as a person, what is my core? As a person, what is it that I have my strengths in? Where are my weaknesses? The basics. Like if you were the brand or if you were the product, what would you do? And I believe that is something, because, for example, I'll tell you in very weird ways how Gurgaon Mahjong actually connects right back to a coaching session I had done
Hmm.
almost 7 years back,
Hmm.
before I quit, where being a mentor and a coach and a teacher was
Hmm.
identified as my biggest strength.
Oh,
And till that got identified, it was again through a series of,
questions and
what do
all.
you do? It was like a
Yeah,
structured thing.
yeah.
And that actually told me that, yeah, I love teaching. I mean,
Hmm.
I do love teaching and I do love mentoring and everything like that. It's just that I've never thought of it as something that I do full time. I was doing it already at my workplace, I was doing it already in my personal life, but I
Hmm.
had never given it a thought of making something out of it.
I
And
mean,
then,
that's more like your subconscious doing something which your conscious
correct,
not able to detect.
correct, exactly, exactly. So when this opportunity came up, I still had that in my back of my mind, that
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I mean, it's and it is, I mean, it's been a while now, and we're doing workshops, we're doing socials and everything, and it's a lot of fun because it combines different skills which I may not have even put together
Together.
on my own. And that structured approach is something that I wish more and more people could actually, one, understand the need for,
Yeah.
uh, and two, take out that kind of time and effort
Hmm.
which is needed to do that introspection,
Absolutely.
um, to put it together. So yeah, it would be very beneficial, I would say.
So Ruchika, after you resign your CMO role, during that transition period, so I mean, was there even a thought of Gurgaon Mahjong? No.
None.
So what I want to ask you is because sometimes we take, external designation as a destination, but the
Yes.
beauty of life is it keeps on evolving. and
Yeah.
and what I think is, like, when you operate from your inside out, you
Hmm.
eventually find various path towards it, versus
Yes.
if you chase some other, for example, if that founder is doing good in maybe organic, let's suppose, let me open an organic. So
Correct.
that brings me back to the mindset. It's often discussed about hustle mindset, right? And
Yeah.
working with you, I've seen you have never hustled, and you have never in fact prompted the team to hustle, right? And nowadays there's a lot of questions about, if you want to be successful, you have to hustle. over the period of time, when I was into the leadership role, what I think is that when you're doing something you enjoy, you do not hustle. You, even if you're spending 10 hours, 12 hours into something, you are deeply, into it. So what has been your experience throughout your journey? What
I think, I think honestly, one, I would say that, okay, depends on what the meaning of hustle you are taking out here. I'm assuming that this is the illicit part of it, or the negative part of it that you are mentioning. Though hustle for me is also equivalent of jugaad.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is any single thing which can exist without that.
Absolutely.
Right, so just wanted to be clear on that front. I think yes, if you're involved, if you're interested in doing what you are doing, no amount of effort seems too much. And this is irrespective of, again, whether it's your own business or your corporate role, or doing at home, I mean, cooking for family, or any of those things, right? It is not something that you will even stop to think.
Yeah.
Right, so, but again, knowing yourself well enough to know what are your priorities in life, what gives you those kicks, is super important. Like, is it, for example, and there is nothing wrong with saying कि मुझे तो designation चाहिए.
Correct.
And
These are
there
all
is
goals.
nothing wrong in it, as long as you are honest about it to yourself.
Yeah.
That what you are doing it is towards that goal.
Towards that goal.
वो अलग बात है कि वो गोल पे पहुंचने के बाद then you'll have to figure out अब क्या. But like, I'm saying that be honest about it in your own head, on why you're doing what you are doing, and then you'll automatically, hopefully, be honest about the effort which is needed to get there. So hustle is not the problem, I would say. It is about people not wanting to admit to themselves what is it actually that is motivating them. Is it just money? Is it the respect? It is the influence. I want to be featured in media. I want to be, like all of those things. There are various kicks that various people can get, and none of it is right or wrong. It is just
the
about,
answer lies in admitting yourself that you want to do.
exactly, absolutely. The answer lies within. Yeah.
So if someone listening today feels stuck between who they are right now or what do they want to become, so what would you tell them about starting their own journey?
On reinvention, I would just say that it is not even about reinvention. It is also about assessing who you are today. You might just be the best version that you wanted to be already. You don't reinvent for the heck of it.
Yeah.
You reinvent for a reason, and that reason should be identified first and foremost. That what is it? Are you facing some kind of an angst in your current scenario? And again, give it that structure. That who are you? What is it that would give you, in your ideal world scenario, this is what would make me the happiest. How far are you away, from it?
Yeah.
In today's circumstances and everything? Is there something that you can do within the current circumstances to bridge the gap? And things, so on and so forth. So I think if you are stuck today, you owe it to yourself to find the answers, why you're stuck, and what will it take to get you out of there. So yeah, I would strongly advise. I think I'm a huge lover of introspection and being honest about it. And sometimes you are limited with capabilities as well, that you don't understand something beyond a point.
Yeah.
And you are trying to fit yourself into something which demands it. So why would you want to put that pressure on yourself? Why would you not search for something that may be better suited to you?
Absolutely.
So something like that.
Great, Ruchika. I think it was a very raw inside kind of session with you, and all the very best for Gurgaon Mahojung. For people who are already viewing this video, please do check out Gurgaon Mahojung. I'm sure Ruchika might have put it somewhere in the LinkedIn. If not, then please do that, because I keep following on Facebook. You have a page. Yes, I've
Instagram, yes.
Insta also you have a page. And I'm very much sure, the way it's evolving, it will be itself a category in itself. And and
Yeah.
all the very best to you. And for people who are part of this discussion, you better check out the Epic Reinvention page, my website. I think the whole
Yes.
journey
No,
is
no, I know, because we worked on it. I know we went through it, so many rounds of
yeah.
discussions on it that we have done in the past also, Jitin. I would say that I have personally recommended it to a couple of people based on just the robustness
Hmm.
itself. That it covers pretty much everything that you would want it to cover. But I have a question for you. Tell
Absolutely.
me, how has your journey been? And what is it that you feel in your reinvention journey maybe was your biggest roadblock, and what was the biggest motivation?
Great. So I think my journey has been a lot of upside down in the last 1.5 years. Upsides were when I was doing what I wanted to do. Downside was when I started doing or tried something which I was not good at. So as you know
Okay.
that I've started 2 businesses when I left corporate, and in 6-8 months I realized that okay, this is not my cup of tea, because again I was more a strategic deep thinker kind of a person. So I think the downside was that, but the upside of it was that it made me know me much better. Like there are
Okay.
various
Great.
ways people introspect. One introspect, in the dark room. I think the way I introspect is I go out, I try, and I then see and ask myself questions. And that's how Epic came into picture. It was a simple. I think I was creating a brand strategy, Ruchika, for a new brand. And then that time, what I thought was that these pillars, these concepts, these 5 concepts that were actually very suitable to brand reinvention or brand diagnostic tool can easily fit into various domains.
Hmm.
It's just that nobody has looked towards it like that, or maybe nobody have put that perspective into it. And when I look back at my journey, I think that even reinvention, even if you're doing it from inside, you have to come outside with that. People at the other side should know what your new self, what your new version stands out for. And that's the entire bit of Epic. And I think after that I've been totally closely watching patterns of brands reinventing, people reinventing, professionals reinventing, and there's a beautiful pattern to it. So my biggest challenge is definitely, or has been, that I had to convince myself, to be a little calm, because, like my nature, Ruchika, when I get much deep into it, I just lose track of time and everything. So I
Yeah.
think that has been, and my way of hustle has been that when I sit straight back, digging more into Epic, it takes me 10 hours, 11 hours back to back, 7 hours back to back. And yes, I think that has been my biggest discovery, thanks to the research kida in me that got into me through you, that I keep on digging, and that's how I think Epic is there. So yeah, I think I'm happy about my journey. At hindsight, yes, when I was in journey, it was a painful journey. It was a very pressurized journey. The societal, this thing was getting onto me. But then I thought that society won't feed me, right? Or it won't feed me in terms of my food or my shelter or my happiness. And
Yeah.
I'm in a much better space, spending time with my toddler and spending time with my wife and doing what I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
So that has
No,
been.
I think that is something that is commendable to be able to do it. I wasn't able to do it at your age, and seriously, hats off. Being true to yourself takes courage. So you're one of the most courageous people I know.
Thank you, Ruchika. And thanks to my mentors, you being included, that you always need a mentor. I mean, I have been discussing with some people, and what they rightly say is that the differentiation, the what do you call, pivot from being successful to being stuck is a mentor. And thankfully I've been blessed with great mentors. And again, Ruchika, the whole perspective of my life has changed. I no more think reinvention as a crisis, but it's an opportunity to reinvent. It's an
Correct.
inside out strategy. And
Yeah.
my goal right now is to spread this message as much as possible, because how things are changing, how jobs are being turned upside down, how technology is interfering or disrupting. I think, and again, Charles Darwin's theory, I mean, evolution of the fittest. And
Yeah.
in our language, fittest is somebody who reinvents, who
Yeah.
keep on evolving by time, and that's what epic structure is all about.
Yeah. All the best, Jitin. I'm looking forward and greatly cheerleading your journey forward.
Thank you so much, Ruchika, and thank you everyone who have been watching us. And yes, I think if you have been thinking about reinvention, I think reinvention is done better than think better. So you do it. You have a structure now, an epic structure, and definitely try it. And I'm sure that you will find some logic to it. Thank you so much, Ruchika, for your time. Thank you, everyone, and let's have a epic evening. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.